YOLO, and you know no. Welcome to the Haze Demon Show. We are the Merc Diamonds. And this is the Haze Demon Show. We're going to be going over those Team Wars Battle Days rewards and the voting for next week. What's it going to be? Who's it going to be? We're going to check it out. GG's to everybody. No, you're a towel. They are definitely the towel in this one. Rip to the loo, my darling. Show me Midbury Crunch. You say it every time. Alright, we need the Tomes of Knowledge, Arrowheads. Those are definitely what we're looking for here. Level 7. Level 7.
That's good. Now open some more.
Ooh, 33 alternate human kites, almost level 5. Still need him level 6 to do anything, but that's cool. No
like
legendary,
theirs,
but we did get Jimbo again. Is that 2 weeks in a row that we got Jimbos out of the Team Wars pack? We only need 20. I might as well request him to level 5. Because it looks like he's not getting nerfed. Speaking of nerfs, oh my goodness. I do need to bring that up.
It's no legendary.
The Mary Jane Randy's are very nice too. 5 of those, 64. That's only 36 copies to go. Oh my goodness. Dude, these balance update is absolutely crazy. If you guys haven't seen it. I almost forgot I should record that, definitely. I haven't done balance update videos hardly at all, ever, right? Because reasons. And, wowzers. Yeah, alright, so that's almost ready. So that's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over the thingamabobbers here. You probably shouldn't have donated that. General Disarray at 6 is really good too. We're trying to get that level 6 Chaos Hamsters. Right? We see we got ourselves a sci-fi fantasy adventure. Superheroes with goth kids. We're just going to go ahead and pick all the goth kids. No questions asked. Super Farter Freeze Ray. Definitely going Freeze Ray. There's Henrietta. Sand the Great is way better than Fire Jimmy with the ability to negate all their attack across the board. Alien Queen Red is not a bad option, but technically Purify is available. Is Witch Garrison better than Alien Queen Red? I don't know. We're obviously picking Ferculator. Kind of think it makes sense to run Purify. But if you're running Purify, I mean, if people are running Purify, then Alien Queen Red is useless. Completely useless. Big Mesquite Murphy could be good, but Mr. Slave has the ability to potentially survive way longer. I just got some alternate human kites, but I don't have enough. I know everybody else doesn't really have enough of him, so we're going to go with Pirate Ship Timmy on that one. But if you're like a lower rank level, like Silver Team or whatever, you probably could go alternate human kite. Professor Chaos definitely over the Hermes Kenny here, as you got that burst damage when he hits the field. And then we got Satan or Ink and Craig. Yay for fun and exciting gameplay. I can see why people don't want to play Alien Queen Red, because you have Satan or Incan, right? You don't need to have both of them, but technically they both work. Alien Queen Red just works so slow. That's the problem. It's so slow. The chances are that you'll lose 2 bars before she can kill something. Possibly. It depends on what's going on. Right? Right. Big Mesquite Murphy could kind of counter, you know, goth kids, but not really. Just whatever. I'd say it's very tough. Poison is pretty useless versus goth kids also. Freeze Ray, pretty much need to Purify. I feel like you have to go Purify no matter what, just so that way you counter Alien Queen Red. Like, what are you gonna poison? You poison goth kids? No. You poison Timmy and a rat. Or whatever. I think poison's just as useless. So I think maybe purify, so that way it's there is a way to counter both of the other poisons. It doesn't matter which one, either one, whatever. Right, and then go Witch Garrison. But I think that Alien Queen Red could be better, even if they purify. But then again, if they purify, I mean, that's a huge difference. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with Witch Garrison. But I think purify is better. I don't really see what you're poisoning in this deck besides one of these two units. You hit these two units and that's it. Maybe some of their whatever, I don't know. But it's really not a good idea, I don't think. Better to go with purify. Get rid of that Alien Queen Red on your Henrietta, probably, whatever, right? And the Freeze Ray or Super Fart, probably the only other discussion in here. Super Fart just doesn't do anything. It just doesn't do anything. When you need it the most, it's doing nothing. It's doing nothing. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the balance changes here. These are pretty crazy, my dudes. Pretty crazy. Check this out. Right, yada yada. Can we no, that's good. Right? Yeah. Stand many moons! His health will be increased by 17%. Power range is now 3. But units outside of the range will take half the power damage. His power damage has been decreased by 20%, but he also has had his time to get his charged ability filled up decreased by 35%. So basically, using him with Hanky means that you're going to be able to get 2 blasts off in about the same time it would take you to do your first one by itself, probably. No, maybe that's an exaggeration. But it definitely is a huge difference in the fact that if there's a Zen Cartman and then they put Stand Many Moons behind him, he's sitting behind their new kid for such a long time to be able to get maximum value there. And now he will only do half the amount of damage, which is still a pretty good amount depending on what rank you are and what units you're playing, obviously, yada yada. But in the end, what it does is it makes it so that if somebody plays them really good, or it's a bad rotation for you against the Stand of Many Moons, then it's not as punishing. So I feel like that right there is a good balance to Stand of Many Moons. Definitely feel like it's a good balance. Because he can definitely still do what he needs to do. He's invincible to Lightning Bolt now, basically. Level 5 Lightning Bolt. Level 5 Stand of Many Moons cannot die to level 7 Lightning Bolt. And level 4 Stand of Many Moons cannot die to level 6 Lightning Bolt. So the Power Bind and the Holy Combustion are more likely your options. Now, the Pope Timmy changes are huge. Pope Timmy now picks the cheapest card from your hand. He doesn't summon the most recent dead card. He will no longer bring back the last unit that fell in battle. His energy cost will be decreased by 17%, so now he's a 5-cost unit, so he is a little bit cheaper. His attack has been increased by 19%. And so basically, it makes it to where, well, let's go ahead and keep reading. Pope Timmy for a while had a very strong synergy with Call Girl, making it the default pair for him. There were no easy and fair options to keep the power as is, while keeping the Call Girl combo in check. And so we had to approach Pope Timmy at a different angle. The new Pope Timmy will spawn a card from your hand. The power works the same way as Call Girl. However, Timmy will also pick the cheapest ally with a minimum cost of 3 energy. So any 2-cost units he cannot summon. Any spells he cannot summon. Any totems he cannot summon. But it will be the cheapest unit, and if it's multiples of the same cost, then it will pick one randomly. So it is similar to the way Call Girl works currently, but at the same time, it makes it to where it is less predictable. So you can kind of predict when somebody is going to be using Call Girl, but it's not that easy. And now it's going to be the same way with Pope Timmy, because usually you're waiting for the big target, the Grand Wizard Cartman, Man Bear Pig, Santa Claus, whatever. You're waiting for them to die, and then or Call Girl, right? And then you use Pope Timmy afterwards to bring them back. Now, you don't know when they're going to be doing it. You just have to have the game sense, like, to know when Call Girl would normally come out, or whenever. Pope's going to be coming out by himself, but pulling out the cheapest unit. The cheapest unit from your hand, and it has to be minimum of 3 costs. So you can have, like, your hand full of 5 cost units, so you can get that 5 energy Pope Timmy for a 5 cost unit. But using it on Call Girl is going to be pretty much impossible, as there's not a lot of units that are 6 energy or higher that are really good in the game. And then you still need a 4 cost or higher for Call Girl to summon. So Call Girl would have to be in your hand when you're using Pope, and the unit she's summoning cannot be in your hand until after she hits the field. Then she can summon one from your hand that just got into your hand. You have to really know what cards are coming through, and they need to be units that are not targetable, like the 2-cost hamsters, Captain Diabetes, Energy Staff, and Holy Combustion Powerbind, right? So, like, there is a way to do it, but you really have to know exactly what the rotation is for your cards to be able to pull off the Pope Call Girl. But the biggest difference between this Pope Call Girl and the old one, well, first of all, inconsistency is out the yin-yang in this thing. Absolutely out in the yin-yang in this thing, okay? So it's a lot harder to do, but it doesn't allow you to use war cries twice. Each unit comes from your hand, so it's being played in the proper rotation instead of slamming a card in the middle of the rotation where it would not normally be, right? Okay, so this kind of really lines it up to be more in balance for a card like this, and especially with Call Girl. So the decrease in the amount of war cries, because you're not getting the Incan war cry and then the Pope Incan war cry. You're just getting Pope Incan war cry, and Incan has to rotate like he would normally, or Satan, or whatever. You can't, whatever you think you can get with Pope Timmy, you know what I'm saying? If you play your cards right, you can get the value out of there. It's just that his consistency is highly different. It's a lot lower, is what I should say. Now, we got another huge update coming up for the Mimsy Crush. And it's only going to be movement speed increased by 39% from 0.18 to 0.25. So he's still going to be slow, but he's going to be moving a little bit faster. And I knew that that's one of the things he really needed, was to be able to move faster. But literally in his card, it says he's slow and dumb. So it's kind of really hard for them to make him faster. But I think it has a lot to do with the value that people are getting out of cows, being 3 of them, and being that they moo faster, a lot faster than he does, right? So that means they can do their damage, more than likely. So this is really cool, but they're talking about it since superheroes, this has been a problem. Since damage output is so high. Like Professor Chaos can freeze him, hamsters can eat him alive, yada 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 yada. I mean, even Toolshed can burst him down, right? Okay, yeah. And then we've got here Nathan. The attack is increased by 33%, which is quite a bit. That's a good buff on attack, but I mean, 40 attack is not a lot at all. Let's just be honest here. It would probably need to be like 80 for me to feel more satisfied with his attack increase. I don't really care much for that one. The AoE knockback impulse increase. So what this is the area that the unit, that the bomb, the projectile is landing, it sends out a pulse, right? Okay, that's what it is. That if they're within that range when the bomb goes off, they're gonna get knocked back the set amount, no matter how far away from the center of the explosion. If they get hit by the edge of it, the explosion, or they get hit by the center of the explosion, the moment they get hit by it, the impulse, right? Okay, they'll be hit with the knockback, which is gonna be increased to 25%. So this could be good at disrupting units, like getting them off of your Zen Cartman or whatever, you know, just knocking units off of other units, and that should definitely help out. And it's funny that they're gonna buff him with Mimsy, so that's good. We'll definitely be trying him out. I have max level 6 Mimsy, or Nathan, level 7 Mimsy, obviously. It says we're looking at our mortar units who attack slowly and from far away. What a better target than Mimsy's friend Nathan. Nathan would now be able to cause more destruction as an attack cause knockback to all targets caught in the bomb's area. Additionally, attack buff should get him closer to the standard we have juice with recent ranges. I'm not sure exactly. It says his DPS is increased to 9.6%. Let's see real quick. Somebody else's DPS is 15.5, which is Pope Timmy. So 2/3 of the DPS, but he does AoE damage. So hitting 2 people, you're supposed to be doing more damage, but I don't agree with that. And it doesn't work that way in a lot of situations. So we'll see how that works out for him. But it could be cool to also see Terrence Mephisto get a buff here in the future. Frontier Bradley with his health decreased by 21%. That is a lot of health. He's pretty much just going to be getting killed like nothing. It'll be easy. Right? It won't be hard. It's good. Bad. I mean, attack increased by 33%. And increasing his attack. I thought he already had a pretty good attack. But this should be better. Obviously, 30, 40. They're talking about the base stats. So I'm being silly when I said 30 to 40 here. You know, we'll see what it actually is. Shh. Don't. Well, it probably is closer to 100 now. Alright, so anyway. Shh. I realize this. Okay. I realize what's going on now. Right. But that's why we looked at the DPS, the differences, right? Anyway. But attack buff decreased by negative 20%. So basically, they're nerfing the crap out of Frontier Bradley. He was really good. Now he's not so much. Same thing that happened with Space Pilot Bradley. Elven King Bradley is still in a really good place for him. If not now, he might be the #1 Bradley again. Although Archangel Bradley in a good situation is actually really good too. But the thing about Frontier Bradley is that he allows you to be able to use him to use fighters to chip through units to hit the new kid. And so anything that he attacks, increase, or whatever, is quite a lot when it comes to those knock through attacks or whatever for ranged units and new kids. So it makes sense for this nerf. It's but I personally don't have a problem with Frontier Bradley. Now what they're saying is that this is for lower ranks, so I don't have a problem with Frontier Bradley ever, so I personally would never have needed him to be nerfed. But they could have used a scaling system, obviously having him at level 1 with less attack buff increase, blah 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 blah. But they decided to do it this way for whatever reason they give us. But to me, it doesn't look like changing it for lower ranks change. It just looks like a nerf. Just a flat out nerf. It's not a scaling change. That would make sense to what they were saying. But what they're saying and what they're doing is 2 totally different things when it comes to this unit here. Then we have the Ice Sniper Wendy. Time between attacks increased, so she shoots slower. DPS is decreased here. Now, if anybody didn't know, DPS is damage per second, right? Okay, but the important thing here to keep in mind is you can see that her DPS is higher at the 18, higher than the Pope Timmy is. That he got his buff higher than Nathan, right? So she still does more damage because they didn't change her actual damage, Alright, so when she's behind the new kid and you've got an assassin coming towards you, she can guarantee still be able to kill them in one hit without them hitting the new kid, which is really important. That's something that simple she is capable of doing. So I think she's still going to be playable, but she's definitely not going to be, you know, killing everything as quickly. So like her combination with Bounty Hunter Kyle and Master Ninja are less, but she still freezes, and that's pretty much good for her and Kevin. President Garrison, because they forgot about President Garrison when they were nerfing Nelly, and they nerfed Man-Bear Pig's AoE attack range and the aggro range, right? They forgot about President Garrison, or they just didn't feel like doing it, and now they did it. Why did they do this? Nobody understands why. Is it going to really affect the game? Not that I'm aware of, because nobody plays him anyway, so it's probably not going to affect the game. But I played Nelly after the changes, and I played against Man-Bear Pig after the changes. Man-Bear Pig's made more sense, so it was fine. Nelly's, you can't tell the difference, right? But here they're changing Man-Bear Pig again. An aggro range decreased by 37%, so now he's not going to play the Chase the Mimsy game. As soon as a unit runs away from him, he will forget about them. Now, if they were just a little bit further away and they were kind of slow, he would chase them the whole way. So, this is a really weird... You know, I mean, this doesn't... There's no reason for them to do it, but whatever, right? Whatever, he's more focused on going towards the new kid, basically. You're changing his knockback, but they're increasing his AoE knockback, which is 0 to 100. You know what they say about going 0 to 100 on something, right? That's a lot. So, to me, that seems like the changes that they made to Man-Bear Pig before are being completely changed back. Because they increase his attack range also. So, basically, it's going to make it to where units are not going to be able to hit him again. Because that's what the problem was. Like, they'd be getting to try to hit him, and they'd be too slow to hit him, and they'd get knocked back before they could get close. This is really weird. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they did that. But maybe it has something to do with the Pope Timmy nerfs, actually. They might be making Man-Bear Pig be able to protect himself again, because you can't Pope Timmy him as easily. It's really hard. Probably impossible. So, alrighty guys. That's pretty crazy, wild shenanigans. Nobody cares about challenge mode. It's Goth Kids challenge mode, and that's exactly what it was last week. So it's going to be really pretty much the exact same thing. And as much as I love Goth Kids, it's kind of boring, actually. So, whatever. I don't know. I guess we'll play it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see it. But that's it, guys. Thank you all very much for checking out the Haze Demon Show. Make sure to leave a comment in the chat about these balance changes and let me know what you think about them, because it's absolutely crazy. And don't forget to join in my Discord. The link is in the description. We're in there talking about South Park all the time and just shooting the shizes all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to be it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Don't forget to bring a towel. We will see you all on the flippity floppities. And don't forget to follow me on twitch.tv. Did I say that? /HazeDemon. Remember that. Don't forget it. Peace out.